Hey, what's going on, y'all? This is another episode of the Shit Show. And joining me today, of course, we got Miss D.
Hey, what's
Hey.
going on?
And we got Miss Letitia.
Hey, hey.
And we got Roxy. But right now I believe she's busy. So we'll come back to that a little later. We're just going ahead and get started. Let's see. We got a lot of memes for y'all today, so just bear with us here. We got this one. It's coming up.
I don't
This
know
was
if they can read it.
right, and that's kind of where I'm at. It says, hold on. See
Wait,
if I can
right, because
expand it.
I usually read these. My fault, y'all.
Oh no,
I'm tripping.
it's okay. No,
But
it's okay.
if you're gonna read it, Letitia, you gotta read it in the kid voice.
Listen, listen. You know I'm
You gonna be
animated,
able to do that?
so you know I'm animated. Okay, so the top says this lady on Facebook said her coworker had to have a conference with her son's teacher because of the Rohi note. Y'all, please read the note. So this little baby said, wait a minute, I'm trying to blow it up on my screen and it's not cooperating because it's hilarious.
Right.
This kid went in, y'all. Y'all don't understand.
Sure
All the
did.
way in.
Like he went all the way in. Dear
And
Miss Jones, I'm angry of you because you took 25 of my hummingbird bucks, all because I was talking to Connor. That's no big deal. I'm only 6. I can't be quiet all the time, and that makes you a thief and a crook. And what?
right.
Wait a minute. And you are going to hell, real hell, the burning one, because you're a thief. I worked hard for those bucks. My only prayer to chapel today was that God gets you to hell fast, super fast. And your haircut is bad, real bad. Isaiah.
Not the chapel prayer.
Right. He wasn't he? Wasn't he? He went in and he said, you going to hell, period. Just and I hope
burning
you get
hell.
there fast.
The
Yeah, I hope
burning
you get
hell.
there. Right. And you need
So
to
as
get there
a
real
parent,
fast.
right? As a parent, I'm going to tell y'all, I'm going to be very honest about this. I would have had to defer this to his father because there is no level. Because I'm not big on making children apologize for shit they're not sorry for, and he clearly was not sorry. He went to
Oh
chapel
At
and
no,
all.
no
everything.
ma'am.
You understand
No,
what I'm
he
saying?
meant every
So
He
syllable.
meant every word, Joe. He
Hey,
did.
he even meant the misspelled word because I love how he spelled quiet. Q with the wet. I loved how he spelled quiet.
Right.
So I'm not into making because I'm not gonna apologize for something I have no remorse for. I think that's disingenuous. He mad as hell about his 25 hummingbird bucks, and I'm not gonna be a hypocrite. I say stand by your convictions. So if he feel like she going to hell, I'm probably the wrong parent to talk to because I don't know what to tell you. And I know y'all
Right.
gonna have some commentary about really you just gonna let y'all. I feel the way I feel. He mad as hell about them. I mean, 20 and wait, 25 of them though. You took
And
Yeah,
why
she
did
did
she
25
take
take
a lot.
her?
of them though.
But he had a point. He's 6. A 6-year-old cannot be expected to be quiet all the time as
That's
much
what
as you
I'm
want
saying.
them to.
That sounds
He
He
had
like
a
a
point.
lot
out of
of
out of the mouths of babes. I'm
He
telling
had a
you.
point.
that
Yeah, he
sounds
sure did.
excessive to me. Like I remember getting bucks in school, and 25 sound like a lot of goddamn bucks. So that
Right.
sounds
Okay.
real excessive because he wouldn't be quiet. And he's right, he's 6. Don't no 6-year-old shut the fuck up unless they quiet.
Hey, that was no different from one of the issues with them reopening the schools was they said how do you make a kindergartner wear a mask all day long? 6-year-old cannot be expected to be quiet all day. He was right. He had a point.
So
He had
he
a
did.
damn
And
good
I mean
point.
And
and
honesty, I would teach my children honesty. He was being as
Yes.
honest as he knew how to be. And I don't know how to combat that because it was honest.
Exactly. Because anything other than like it's disingenuous. Because making him apologize is going to do what? It's going to make the teacher feel better, I guess. But you know, when children are not genuine about it, they're not going to give you a genuine response
at all.
So it was going to solve what? Nah.
He went ham, and it was more so like, it was more so like, well, hey, this is how he was like, this is really how I feel, and this is really what we
are we skirting around the fact that this is a very intelligent 6-year-old, because the way he constructed that letter for a 6-year-old,
fucking thought out.
Yes, that is a very intelligent 6-year-old.
So you know what that tells me though, Miss B? Because he said he went to chapel, like he really thought about this shit.
Oh yeah,
and you cannot argue with someone who thinks about it. That baby thought about it.
Girl, prayed about it. He prayed about it.
Right, and that's why he said you going to the burning hell.
He prayed about it.
He said you going to the burning hell real quick, like just not even, you ain't even passing go on that one
with that ugly haircut.
Man, that's all bad. But look,
he had to throw. He had to throw in a little shade at the end with that ugly haircut though.
That shit was funny.
Hey, but kids is the last people to be lying. So it ain't like
so the haircut is bad, y'all. Because the baby said
it's really bad because kids do cap on you, but they don't be lying.
No, kids are honest, and that's the problem. We teach them. We teach our children that there's something wrong when they do stuff like that, but that's them being honest, and that's when they learn to lie. When you teach them that their honesty is wrong, because we're so caught off guard by it, and hence the lying begins.
My daughter got into a physical altercation with a little girl 2 school years ago, and they wanted the girls to apologize to each other and go back to class. My daughter wouldn't apologize. So when I got there, I said, well, Elise, what's going on? And her teacher interjected and said, Elise won't apologize. Ma'am, I'm not talking to you. I'm talking to my child. Elise, what's wrong? She said they want me to say sorry. I'm not sorry. She needed to be punched in the face. I told her several times to leave me alone. I told the teacher that she wouldn't leave me alone. I told the principal she wouldn't leave me alone. So I punched her in the face and I'm not sorry. So then I sat down and I looked at them and like, what do you want me to do? Because she's not sorry.
Right, at all.
And in the famous words,
she said, and this was the thing for me. She said, I'm not mad anymore. I want her to leave me alone. I don't want to be friends because she's not respectful of my space. At that point, the fuck you want me to do? She's made it.
And in the famous words of T.I., I'm only going to ask you to find the exit once politely. And she did that. So
absolutely.
Right.
Look, she said, I was like, I don't know what to tell y'all. I don't know what to tell y'all. So, with that being said, leave that baby alone. She damn peep.
Now this. First of all, anybody who doesn't find the humor in this apparently has never watched Pornhub. That's first of all. But if this wasn't the perfect, when I saw that, I said, now that don't look like a MILF trying to seduce a little boy. I just died when I saw that.
I choked, actually. One, I wasn't, the caption was everything. I choked because I wasn't ready. And I said, that's okay. But that's exactly what that looks like.
Yes, but the MILFs are trending, so.
They sure are.
Listen.
Again, we back to that one.
Hey, hold on. Put it back up.
All right. Yeah. Meanwhile,
Man.
Sharon said she'd seen Pornhub. So okay,
She said she
that's
hasn't.
uh-huh.
Oh, yeah. Well, the MILFs are trending on Pornhub. But yeah, this is definitely on one of them couch scenes. Definitely a MILF scene on Pornhub.
Sure is.
Look, so
It
I guess
sure is.
I need to get myself together because I didn't know the MILFs were trending on Pornhub. So I'm
Yeah,
too
Oh yeah,
again.
the
busy.
MILFs are trending.
Look,
You can Google what is the most popular search on Pornhub.
I mean, I
Damn.
typically frequent Pornhub. I've just been busy.
Right. I mean, I feel you on that, but it do look like a couch scene where they, when they first come in and they first start and be like, oh yeah, blah blah blah.
Okay,
And they
some
talk
stupid
about
random
something,
conversation.
right? Something retarded. Yeah, like blah blah blah. And then next thing you know, something whips out, and then some clothes start falling off, and they have at it.
Right. It's the bad
Like,
acting.
Is
for
it
me.
just me, or is the how they got there the best part of those stories to me?
Yes. Yes.
yeah,
And some people ought to be ashamed. So I was watching one day, and when I tell you this guy was about to have a threesome with these other two girls, right? Why did he ask the girls where do they go to church? I was so done.
he was gonna
How
save
did you
him.
bring church into this conversation, sir?
He was finna save him. He was getting
Oh,
ready to
I guess
baptize.
so.
He was
I
getting ready to
guess
baptize
so.
him. Yeah, they was getting ready to get baptized.
He can
All
keep
kinds
that he can keep that holy lotion.
Yeah, oh yeah, he got holy lotion, holy water. It don't matter.
It's
Whatever they want.
good for the skin. It's good for the skin.
Right.
And the soul.
Protein. Just nutrients and shit. Yeah. Oh man, let me tell you. All right, so here's one of my favorites. I like this one. He's talking about the dude got a McNuffin.
It's
Man.
McNuffin for me.
Yeah,
It's
it's definitely the McNuffin. But that's exactly what that sandwich is, a McNuffin.
Right. And I'm
but
like,
how many times has that happened to you?
Shit, it happened to me last week. I can't even count.
I haven't had McDonald's in 15 years. I refuse to eat that shit.
But I'm just saying, it don't have to be McDonald's. It could be just any type of establishment or any restaurant. But that was one of my issues with part of the whole Black community trying to hold on to the Black dollar and stuff. And they act like it's so hard to support Black business. But you'll support McDonald's and they do that on a regular basis. But you'll go to McDonald's every day and order the same thing and get the same crappy service.
Yeah.
I'm just saying. It's
something.
There's something so wrong with that picture.
That's my personal beef right there.
Right. I'm not saying you should settle on customer service, but instead of just throwing them down the river, why don't you give them the same amount of chance that you gave McDonald's?
Pretty much.
Or help them instead of trying to bring them down.
Mm-hmm.
Right, because you're not giving grace to people who are just starting out, who haven't felt that out yet. But you'll give grace to people who have been in business for decades and showed you that they just don't give a.
They don't, because I mean, there's this Popeyes up here. I know all of Popeyes.
There you go.
I'm very disappointed in the amount of free publicity that you give these people. Continue.
Right.
I'm not getting ready to get no publicity. Trust me. Okay, so every time I go up here, there's this one on Cleveland Avenue. Every time I go up here, not only do they get my order wrong, but they had the nerve to be like really rude and nasty.
But isn't that part of the Popeye experience?
I was just gonna say, did you pay for that? That didn't come with the meal?
Yeah, exactly.
I never have a problem with Popeyes until I went to that one.
Oh, because my experience, most fast food restaurants always serve a side order of rude.
I have had like Popeyes for like here in Baltimore. They are infamous for horrendous customer service. Another establishment I don't give my money to because fuck you. I'm not paying you for subpar ass fried chicken and an attitude.
but the biscuits are fire though. They're not as
Hey,
good as that
if y'all knew what I knew about that chicken that be going to the Popeyes and the churches of the world, y'all would stop eating that shit.
Dry ass biscuit.
All right, we're gonna go to the next one. Right.
All right, Letitia.
Motherfuckers try to wife hoes whose report card used to say easily distracted by others. I'ma smack
Hell
the
yeah.
shit out of somebody today. Wait, how did I even miss that?
Right? Oh, you didn't see that
I
earlier?
did not see that.
Oh man.
Girl, when I saw that, I died. But you know what? And that's a real thing. There are a lot of people who had that on their report card. Like for real, for real.
Right. And lo and behold, they're easily distracted by others.
Right.
Hey.
Right.
I mean, that's the whole thing.
Right.
You know,
So
and
on
what-
dates, well, hold on. So that means on first dates now, instead of just bringing the birth certificate that proves your gender, now you got to bring your report card to see if you was easily distracted by others.
man,
Hell yes.
look,
I'm gonna need to know what you distracted by.
Okay.
I definitely need to know your GPA. I need to know if you had a IEP as well. Are you a little slow?
oh,
Let me know.
Bumbleclot, rude boy.
I need to know. Shit.
Not retarded though.
Whoa. Because everybody with an IEP, the IEPs are in place for several things, including behavior. So don't do that.
But hold on. But that's not necessarily fair because I had a period in my life where through no fault of my own, I went through what they call those alternative schools where all the pregnant girls went. I wasn't pregnant, of course, but I just ended up at an alternative school for a portion of my life. So that's not necessarily a fair assessment.
Whoa.
How did they just
How
dump
did you
you
wind
in
up with that?
alternative school, man?
Right.
'Cause I
So
feel
what
like it's a
happened
real
was
fucked up story behind this.
No, real talk. When my mother retired from the military, she brought us back to our home state. Well, it just so happened that the city that we went to my grandmother's house, so happened that the city that she lived in, the school that was in that neighborhood was the alternative school. We were zoned for that school. So the top portion of the school was where the regular kids went. And in the basement, they had all the pregnant, the moms and all, the cuckoo
They
kids.
in the basement, yo.
I'm dead serious. I am dead serious.
More fucked up by the moment.
Right. I'm trying to figure out like how'd you wind up doing that? But I guess.
That was a horrible experience. Honestly, when my mother retired from the military, I had a serious adjustment from DOD schools to regular civilian schools. They ain't teaching y'all shit. I'm just
At
saying.
all. And look, the crazy part about it is like even when you go there, it's like you're so far ahead that
right. And you know what? That's what
you don't
happened.
learn anything new.
That's what happened. So for me in Dodd school, they consider a lot of things science. So I didn't like the typical H2O is water science. That wasn't my type of thing. I didn't want to cut up with no lab rats, but I was doing like the psychology classes and different forms of science, which counted towards my credit. Well, by the time I made it to my whatever year, I was done with all of my mandatory class. I was taking all electives. Well, because I went to that alternative school, they didn't consider the psychologies and all that because they didn't offer those classes. They didn't consider them. And I was taking honors English literature because they didn't offer that class. They didn't consider that credits for me to graduate. So they basically told me I had to go to summer school because I was smarter than all those kids. So because you don't offer these higher level classes, you telling me I don't have enough credits to grad. But yeah, it was a real experience for me when my mom retired in the middle of my senior year. That was a real experiance. American schools ain't teaching y'all shit.
And it, you know what? It's almost
wait a minute. You know what, Missy, you do make a valid point because I know my high school experience did not mirror a lot of people's because like you, I took sociology, I took Russian. I had Russian.
I was taking accounting classes for math.
Right. And Russian they were honors classes because, it didn't go by the traditional. I don't know. Our school system in America, it's fucked up and then it's not a blanket experience. Like, depending on where you are, you're going to get better experiences. There are people who take AP classes and are college ready, and then other children that drown that first year because they don't understand stuff. That's a whole nother topic. That's a devil's advocate topic right there. Ooh.
Right. Yeah, I
Right.
mean, I had a problem too because I came from Catholic school into my junior year in high school, and I'm looking like I learned this shit in like 8th grade.
Right.
And I'm like, and they're like, I didn't. Matter of fact, I didn't even show up. I didn't even show up to class half the time and still graduated with a 3.7.
Right. But Rennie, imagine telling the kid who's making A's and B's in honors English literature that because
Mhm.
I don't have this regular English class that you offering that I can't graduate.
Right.
Yeah,
That
that's
kid,
crazy.
I'm making A's and B's in honors English lit. You telling me I can't graduate on time? Yeah, that was a whole experience for me.
In fact, matter of fact, I was living in Houston before I came here, and I went to straight Jesuits high school, and I was doing AP chemistry, and here in Columbus, they were like, "Well, we don't have that, so you're gonna have to take something else." So they had me take some sort of work occupational.
Remedial classes.
I'm like, for what? I'm like,
remedial. That's not remedial.
he was like, and so he would
Right.
call my mom, and he would call my mom and be like, "Well, Arinthius is getting an A- in my class, but he's falling asleep all the time." I'm like, because your shit is
It's
trash.
boring.
That's what I told him. Your
Right.
shit is trash. And then you had a nerve to call my mom thinking she was gonna do something. I don't know what you thought that was. I don't know how you managed to do that. And my mom told me what you want me to do.
Yeah,
She was just like,
so America's school system is a shit show.
right. It's
Yeah,
in
there you
general,
go.
it is a shit show.
There you go.
So I was just kind of like, why am I even coming to school? Just because I have to come to school, I guess, to graduate? I don't know. I'm not learning shit. It's more like a glorified babysitting thing. So no, they don't
That's
teach these
exactly what
kids.
it is.
Yep. And they don't teach these kids anything. And now it's looking like the grander scheme of things is that they're dumbing our kids down so that way the
Oh,
government can
absolutely.
control them. So that way the government can
Absolutely.
control them.
Right.
And that's kind of what's going on with that. But all right, so we got this one here.
I didn't even
Yeah.
see
Okay.
So-
So, go ahead. You go ahead if you.
No,
want.
I was going to read it. It just says my grandma got some explaining to do because these heifers certainly are not broke. So for anybody who doesn't understand that not broke, these two ladies, hold on, who is that? Is that Beyonce and who's next to her? Is that Kim Kardashian? I
I
can't
have
tell.
no idea.
Yeah, I can't tell who it is.
see.
But they've got their purses on the floor. And anybody who grew up with their grandmother, especially a Southern grandmother, I don't know if this is a Northern thing or not, but I know in the South, if you put your pocketbook on the floor, the first thing your grandma's going to say, pick your pocketbook up, you'll be broke. You'll stay broke if your pocketbook touches the floor. So everybody, we all afraid to have our pocketbooks hit the floor. To this day, I do not sit my pocketbook on the floor because of my grandmother. And here, clearly, these rich women have their purses sitting clearly on the floor. So I feel you, grandma got some explaining to do. Because I'm over here broke and my pocketbook ain't never touched the floor.
That is absolutely hilarious because I said to somebody, remember when they had those purse handles that you could hook onto the table so your purse wouldn't be on the floor?
Right.
Do you remember that? And I was like,
Mhm.
somebody at the South made that. And my homegirl looked at me strange and she was like, why you say that? I said, do y'all know we are south of the Mason-Dixon? Y'all do know Maryland
Okay.
is the South. God, what is wrong with y'all? I didn't even explain it. I just didn't even have the.
I would have never had my purse on that floor like that.
First of all,
But hey.
they carry some expensive ass bags that just sit on the damn floor in the first place.
Well, I'm pretty sure that floor is clean. I'm pretty sure that floor is clean.
Yeah, still. I'm good.
Yeah, still. Yeah, I'm just I don't know what it is. It was inbred in me. I just my pocketbook or purse or whatever you want to call it, it just won't hit the floor. That's just
Yeah,
passed down.
that chair
That's
next to me is
hereditary.
for my
It was
purse.
passed down from generations.
Yeah,
You know
the
what?
chair next to me is for my purse.
Hey, you know what? I'm gonna say this like Stevie Wonder said, you know, in his song, if you believe in things you don't understand, you'll suffer. I believe that because I'm superstitious myself. Like when they say sweep your feet, you go to jail if you don't spit on the broom.
I call that stupid stitches.
Yeah,
I,
yeah, I believe it.
But I
Hey,
think,
it's
but you know what? I think everybody has one. I have one. I will not split a pole for shit. You cannot pay me to. I promise you, we will. Somebody's gonna have to walk around this pole if we split. And if you don't want to, I will happily do it. I don't split poles.
yeah.
I split the hell out of poles.
Oh no, ma'am, you would never
you
be
really?
allowed to walk
So
with
I
me.
am so glad you said that because people who so I do concede to people's superstitions. I am not that kind of jerk. And D, I love you, so I would concede. But
Oh, trust me, I don't mind going around, but we don't split no poles.
no,
Anybody
I
walk
would
with
just
me knows I
purposely
don't
not.
split poles.
I would just purposely not split the pole because I'm with you. I'm cool with that.
Right.
But I don't
You
know.
know,
That's for
go
letting
Something
you
ahead.
know.
happened. I can't say that it was tied to that, but ever since then I stopped splitting poles. So,
That's hilarious.
but the black cat thing don't bother me. The sweeping thing.
Yeah.
Now I just don't like for you to sweep my damn. No part of a broom should touch my damn foot. That has nothing to
Right.
do with
Absolutely.
superstition. That's just nasty.
That's
Keep the
nasty,
damn broom on the
right?
floor where it belongs. I don't
Right.
even. You know what? I don't even like when restaurant. Have you ever been sitting at a sit down restaurant eating and somebody comes and sweeps by you while you're eating?
That makes
That
me
is the
deep
rudest shit
out.
ever.
Mm-hmm.
I will cuss you out too. Why are you sweeping?
Mm-hmm.
First of all,
Right.
particles float up when you're sweeping. Don't be sweeping
Absolutely.
around me and I'm trying to damn eat.
Absolutely.
Mhm.
That part.
Right.
You ain't lying because they do it. There's a Applebee's that they do all the time, and I won't even go in there to this day because they'll start sweeping up everything. I'm like, look, will you clean up after everybody's gone? I'm like, it's a little rude. You sitting here, you sitting here sweeping and doing all this
It's rude and it's
extra
nasty.
stuff.
So
You're right.
Or you can clean up during the day, but you keep those areas the next time these 3 tables come up empty, don't sit nobody over here until we sweep over here. But you don't sweep by people while they're eating. That is the rudest shit ever.
it really is. And it's nasty. Like
Definitely nasty.
Right. And I don't do it either.
the same principle why I don't keep my fucking toothbrush in the bathroom. Like
Okay, Okay, Sharon. Yeah, we're aware of what the rules say, but how many people actually follow the motherfuckers? Let's get real.
Right.
Wait, what she said?
Really, it said that ain't even. Yeah, right. Go. Yeah, no. There's this. Yeah, it's Well, hell,
And
I'm
see,
supposed to
hey,
follow
I'm the
specific
person.
rules.
I'm the
Go ahead.
person that turned them in because if I'm in a bathroom and I see one of the workers coming here and using don't wash their hands, oh baby, I'm calling the health department quick, fast, and in a hurry. I think the nastiest thing I saw at fast food one day, I was at Burger King, as a matter of fact. The reason why I've never been back to Burger King since. So you know how how behind the counter they have all the little stuff for all the to-go stuff, right? So this guy was sweeping behind the counter. Well, just so happened that some of the to-go sacks that they had laying up on the little divider thing, guess they had fallen down. So he's sweeping up all the little dirt and stuff, right? And like most people, when you sweep up, you pick up the big shit and then you sweep the little shit into the dustpan. He picks up the big shit. The big shit happens to be some of these bags that have fallen down on the floor. They're not used. They're just bags that fell down on the floor. Why did he pick these bags up, shook them off, and stuck them right back up under that thing for them to put somebody's to-go food in?
Somebody should whip his ass.
Man,
girl, when I tell you I clowned that day, I haven't been back to Burger King since that day because of that. I snapped that day. I called every health department under the sun. That I lost out. You really sweat. So you swept dirt across these bags and you gonna pop the dirt off and stick them back up under here.
Looks like he did.
That's why I don't like to eat at too many out that much. I just don't trust people.
As you shouldn't.
Right. And I mean, it's
Today.
bad because even sometimes you see them doing all kinds of just nasty stuff. Like you know,
Right.
I heard about a couple places around here, you know, being in the news and stuff, and I was like, oh, that's gross. Like, you know, you can't really trust nobody with your food these days, almost. So I guess.
But definitely, if you're riding with somebody, have y'all ever been like going through a drive-through or at any restaurant you with somebody, something happens before your food get there and they want to snap and think y'all still supposed to sit there and eat? Once you
How
snap,
about
we're
it?
not.
We're not
Right.
eating.
If the food's not here, once you snap, we can't eat here no more.
Right.
That's just a rule. If you snap, we can't eat here if the food ain't got here yet. I'm not finna be there. No, I'm not doing it.
Hey, and you know what's great? And then they want to have an attitude with you about like messing up their order or they messing up your order and everything like multiple times. And then they're like, well, you need to calm down. I'm like, calm down. How you expect for somebody to calm down and they're spending, you know, whatever amount of money there is with you for you, and you can't even get the order right the first time after you done wrote the motherfucker down. I'll be like, where they do this at? You know, I guess, but you know, it's people really don't care about. It's not about, you know, it's not about standing behind your brand or your word or anything else anymore. It's more so about next one, next, you know, numbers, things like that. You know, that those days are gone where people actually stood behind what they actually did.
You know why? And I've been saying this forever. The problem with customer service in any industry is that nobody is doing what they're passionate about. People have jobs for the sake of having jobs. Most bus boys are not bus boys because they want to keep a clean restaurant. Most people who are a lot of bartenders are not bartenders because they want to be bartenders. Some are, but a lot of people are in fields because they just got a job today. So when you're not passionate about what you do, if what you do doesn't bring you any joy, it shows. Because if you work in the restaurant environment and you enjoy that environment, it doesn't matter what you do, you're going to be good at it because you care about what you're doing as an individual. So you're always going to put your best foot forward. But people nowadays just have jobs and they don't give a damn about the product or the brand.
Yeah.
Hey, Rocky.
That part.
Thank you, Sharon.
Yeah, they do. You're absolutely right. It's just, you know, I think, you know, we need to go back to the days where people actually took pride in what they did. You know, no matter what you did.
People need to find jobs in what they're passionate about. And then you will take pride in what you do. Stop just doing shit just for the sake of doing shit. That's wasting time.
Absolutely.
And money.
And right.
And money.
Right. And you're going to be miserable forever.
Man, listen. All right. So we're going to move on, go to this next one. I'll read this one. Okay. It says, a man not bringing a gift on the first date is a huge red flag. So then someone replies up underneath to this one. And she says, so y'all expect for a man to pay for the date and bring a gift just because you came to eat? Bird mindset. What y'all think?
She clucking.
Pretty much.
Yeah.
Right. Because first of all, let's talk about this gift. So a man who does not know you, right? The first date, he does not know you, is supposed to bring you a gift that you like. So the only gift that he could bring you that could be universal would be like flowers or something, you know, something simple like that. When are you hoes gonna get off all this simple mindset? If every man is doing the same thing for every woman, why does that make you feel special? I don't understand none of that. And how can we keep sitting up here hollering about we equal to men, but we expect men to play a particular role? There ain't no roles when you're equal. Let's be clear about that. You cannot have equality and gender roles. They don't go together. You either equal or you ain't. But how can this man, why is this man expected to have a nice car, have this set salary, pay for dinner, blah, blah, blah?
And they ain't got to pay stuff.
Right. But then
They
you
ain't
want
got
to
it
get mad when
themselves.
he got expectations at the end of the night. As far as I'm concerned, he could have paid for a hooker.
Man, listen, several times over.
Right.
Because
Without having
it's
to take her to dinner and waste time with her.
I'm over here just utterly disgusted. Like, I just, let me tell you, the social media is such a gift and such a curse, because there are people in the world that say stuff like this and it goes viral. And then you display to people how idiotic you are. Because D, you hit it on the nose. If a man is doing, because here's my thing. If I see you treat everybody the same, I already know that I mean nothing. But
Right.
right.
Here
fact.
goes. Here goes the difference between women and these little chicken head heifers. I
Right.
hate
You know
all
what?
of them.
And you know what? Here's my thing. Don't ever expect somebody to do something that you will not do yourself. Period. And most of these females who expect that won't do it themselves or can't do it themselves. So they expect.
Even if they did, Rennie, the issue goes back to, why would you even want to bother with that person?
And then they wonder
Something to
why.
do?
So the rate of men in America who want to get married now keeps going further and further down. And women wonder why men are not interested in marriage anymore. Because what's in it for them? Because if by chance it
Exactly.
ends, and most marriages end, I mean, that according to statistics, more marriages end than not. And of those marriages that end, 70% of those marriages, or the ending of the marriage, the divorce, is initiated by women. So the woman who plays victim initiates the divorce and then gets half of all of his earnings in the end. What the hell is why would a man want to sign up for that shit? According to the stats, that's what happens.
And see, here's the thing, ladies, when you're not playing fair on top of which, and when I say you're not playing fair, you're gonna be upset with him if he doesn't compliment you, but you'll withhold sex. Is that not affection both ways? Yes,
Right.
one is more intimate than the other, but it is what it is. You want him to wine and dine. You want him to wine and dine you, but you don't want to cook. You being cute. First of all, beauty fades. That's called time.
And I'd much rather cook for you.
Pretty much.
And I get it. Everybody can't cook. Everybody doesn't enjoy it. But there are some things you should take.
That's my whole flex. Because you chicken head bitches can't cook. Y'all can't run a household.
Well, hold
you
on.
don't know how
Wait a
to
minute.
start the washing machine. And you bitches can't earn no money. That's my whole flex. Thanks.
But they on the phone and they internet and on their internet or laptop or whatever, looking up all kinds of other dumb shit.
Hey,
but
they got an
recipe. But can't look up no recipe.
But the caveat to that is, y'all gotta stop falling for these chicken head bitches.
Got what?
I said they gotta stop falling for them.
Yeah, they are cluckers. That's what I call them. They clucking. And you got chickens and vultures, and then vultures be circling and pecking. When they see you getting your little shine on, that's what they do. They circle and they peck and they attack. That's how they roll.
But I just don't understand where the expectations come from. You should expect to be treated with respect, but that shouldn't necessarily just come from a man. You should just be expected to be treated with respect everywhere you go. But you should also be willing to earn the respect that you expect from people.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, because it's like
for me, it's like, show me why I need to do this for you, or show me why I should. Give me something.
I expect people to respect me, but when you meet me, you don't have a reason to not respect me or to disrespect me.
Right, because it's levels to it. I'm going to give you respect just based upon you being a human being. That's
Right.
on the meat, right? And then whatever our relationship is and how it's cultivated determines the level of respect. Ergo, you meet a man and he becomes your husband. There are certain privileges this man is going to have above any other man. There's
Okay. And
levels to this
expectation.
shit.
And that's another thing.
Absolutely.
Expectations come with titles. So the higher your title goes, the more that's expected of you. I expect
Right.
more out of my husband than I do my boyfriend. I expect more out of my boyfriend than I do this side dude.
Or some nigga I'm talking to, which is why the title conversation come up. People like, oh, you hell bent on titles. Well, what you title me tells me about your intention.
And it lets me know. Well, that and it lets me know where I stand. So
Right.
you know, if I know where I stand, guess what? I'm gonna act accordingly.
Right.
I mean,
And if I
that's, you
don't
know,
know where I stand, I'm gonna act
Absolutely.
accordingly.
right. That's
Absolutely.
the whole thing. It just removes all that confusion.
And that's another thing. Can we stop assuming we go with somebody just because you decided you wanted to give up a little ass last night?
Right.
How about it?
Because
I
it's a
mean-
lot of people thinking they in relationships because you got loose last night.
Man, and right. And I'm looking like they're like, well, what did you want me to say? I'm like, well, thank you. Shit. I mean,
You want some water? Okay.
right. Thank you. I mean,
And the pendulum swing both ways. Just because I gave you some
it
ass,
do.
don't mean you might be-
It do. Like and it does. But see, a lot of men have to recognize that too, that the pendulum swings both ways.
Right.
So if that's what you're doing, you can't expect any better or any worse. It is what it is. You know, versus being like, oh well, that I'm with her or whatever. Because guess what? It's in a man's nature to want to conquer. So even if y'all did let's just say for whatever dumb reason they do, gave each other
Hey,
that
you
kind
can't
of
say
title.
that. That's female hate speech, sir. I'm just saying.
I love the fact that they assume they conquered. Bitch, you was conquered. Good night.
I'm sorry, what'd you say?
I said I love the assumption that y'all are conquering. You were conquered. Good night. I'm never going to answer my phone again.
Right. I mean, that's the thing. Men are conquerors by nature. And I mean, look, you got people climbing mountains that ain't moved or done nothing to them. So, I mean, it's just in a man's nature. We've been doing it since the beginning of time, and that's just how it is. So, because of that, you know, the first thing that a man's gonna do if you say, "Oh, you don't cultivate that relationship," they're gonna cheat on you. And why shouldn't they? I mean,
But how are memes like this coming from the same generation of women that don't need men? That's what I'm not understanding how this ties together. You got a whole breed of women out here now that is independent and don't need a man, but you expect the man to do this and do this and do that. I'm not understanding how these stories correlate.
because they want to
They don't.
they're independent when it's convenient for them.
No,
That's
they're
why.
basically, yeah, they're
Right.
basically saying
They
that
are-
they want it, but they only want it when they feel like it's what they want.
They want the benefits without submission.
Yeah, they're not trying to give up
Yep.
the work.
Right. And don't realize that
first of
it's a give
all-
and take situation.
First of all, Eric, they can't even spell submission. So let's take that
No
off the
shit.
table. First of all,
This whole
right.
if I'm being
on
honest,
one.
this whole new generation got their hand out but don't want to do no work about everything. So it applies to
Absolutely.
Well, dude, you ain't lying.
Absolutely.
Hey,
Sure
but
do.
the Biden administration ain't making it no better with all these handouts they giving away.
I'm not
Nope.
gonna lie, and I'm gonna take every one of them he handed. And I'm gonna use them with some work and make them multiply. I ain't like them. I ain't
Well,
gonna
well,
use
Hey,
yeah,
I
but
feel you on
well,
that.
yeah, well, yeah.
I feel you
I
on
mean, you a whole nother being than
Right,
they
I was
are. though.
about to say
That's the
we
whole
are
thing.
Absolutely, we absolutely move different. We've absolutely capitalized on these handouts. But then you got the people, all these damn temp tags. All
That
these
part.
2002 Acuras on the street.
Rims,
Like, Jesus.
car
Okay.
rims.
Big screen
Yeah,
TVs.
I just want y'all to know that y'all trifling as hell. This is what's wrong with y'all children. They don't know how to value anything because all you value is 20-year-old cars and big screen TVs. Y'all retarded, and that's why these babies are retarded.
Intangible items that don't make you who you are. They don't bring any real substance to your life. They're for
At
other people
all.
to look at.
Right. Because everything you doing for the gram.
Right?
Well, you heard Cat Williams say you can't even see your rim spinning on your
Right. Hey, it's for everybody else. That's all it is. Everything that every time you spend money on that Gucci belt, you doing it so somebody can compliment you on it. And I don't understand how you want to spend $300 on a Gucci belt and living at your mama house. How did the person that was expecting the stimulus check, that needed the stimulus check, that was struggling, spend money on a Gucci belt? How are you spending money on Jordans? How are you spending money on flat screen TVs? How are you spending money on Xboxes, PlayStation, whatever game console that came out this year? How are we spending money on that? What are we teaching our children when women think they can be independent but need a man to pay for this, and men think that they can be broke and spend money on frivolous bullshit? Where did our children go wrong?
Right there. All of that.
I have no idea.
That's why we spend time right here like this, trying to educate the people and let them know that is not what you're supposed to be doing with that money that you're receiving. You need to take that money and you need to spend it on something that's going to multiply, help you and your family to be able to grow.
And that's hood rich. That's what they chasing. Sharon, right? They chasing hood rich.
But here's the thing. If we're going to be totally honest about it, teaching them how to multiply it is one thing, but these are the same motherfuckers who can't make their rent. They ran out, bought Gucci belts, bought new cars, bought PS5s, and their rent still behind.
I didn't understand that either. How did you not spend? So when this whole moratorium lifts, what y'all gonna do?
Right, because
I just want to know what y'all gonna do.
See, that's part of the education, though, Letitia. That's part of the education. If we don't start with telling them something, I mean, letting them know that what they doing is foolish, because obviously the environment that they around and the people that they hanging out with is doing the same thing. So they not gonna tell them no different. So if they listen to platforms like this and us talking and telling them like, hey, get your shit together, period. Stop wasting your money on frivolous shit. Stop beating your feet around with these Jordans on, and go spend your money on something that's gonna help you and your family to be able to grow, that you're gonna be able to use.
And stop trying to impress somebody. Stop trying to impress somebody who won't give your ass a hand up when you fall flat on your face. Everybody that you out here impressing now don't give a damn about you. Fuck them social media likes.
Look, I get it, because before COVID, I was running financial literacy classes in my community once a week for free at churches and you know, not-for-profit entities. That is part of my platform, right? But I would be remiss if I did not acknowledge that a lot of times you are your own worst enemy, because that's a whole nother conversation. I'm not going to keep talking to you about financial literacy and you coming in here with True Religion jeans on and Jordans and you telling me you broke.
Right.
That you're wasting my time and yours.
I feel you.
Because I give a healthy dose of truth. I'm not about to sugarcoat this shit for you. I don't give a fuck about your feelings. I give a fuck about your livelihood.
Right. Your future. I care about your future.
Absolutely. And your children's future.
Right.
Because every time
matter of fact, you know what, Letitia, that reminded me. I saw a comment. So they were talking about they've been talking about Master P and how he made his money, right? So he got a life insurance policy when his grandfather died. I think they left him like $10,000. Well, Master P turned that $10,000 into a $250 million family business, right? The industry.
Yep.
So
Absolutely.
somebody actually made the comment that they can't believe, they were so outraged that he used that money for that and he came up on somebody else's demise. I was like, hold on.
That's
So what else should he have done with the $10,000 life insurance policy? Bought clothes, hoes, and cars? I'm not understanding why you think him turning $10,000 life insurance policy into a $250 million family business was a bad idea. If that was my grandchild,
no,
more power to you.
It's bigger than that. It's because we are living like our thinking as a whole is so fucking. Y'all are still enslaved mentality and don't even know it. Your whole mindset is absolutely master slave, and you don't even know it.
Right.
That's the problem. They don't have to work to. They don't have to work to oppress us as hard. You built that into.
And they ain't even working that hard. They ain't even working that hard at doing it. We doing it to ourselves.
And you know what? When all you ebonic emoji texters forget how to read, it's gonna be even easier.
Absolutely, and that's such a turn off. Like, I don't like texting anyway because there's a whole lot of things you can't measure when people are texting you.
For instance, tone.
Absolutely. So I don't like texting, right? But then when I see people use like Ebonics, it kind of makes me side eye them, and I understand that I shouldn't, but it bothers me.
Yes, you should. And I'm gonna tell you why. I tell people all the time, I'm an avid reader. I read all the time. So when you text me in that bullshit language, it fucks up my reading experience. I don't like that. I'm an avid reader.
Yes, and you know what? Thank you, Miss D. Because first of all, I'm confused. I don't speak Ebonics fluently, okay? I'm real confused at some of these abbreviations. And then that KK, stop that. Y'all, please, that's real.
Oh yeah. Just one K though, just one. I was just getting ready to say D don't want no more messages from me because I be the most K using this K.
Ma'am, I can understand K, but if you hit KK, you could have just said okay. I'm just saying.
Hey, right. They have to be. That's how they express.
But look, then look, I get cussed out all the time because I tell a female in a heartbeat, look, come to me when you can talk about correct English, and when you can come to me and talk to me in correct English. For the love of God, please, because I can't take you seriously. I can't take you seriously when you don't. I mean, do you need?
I'm not having no conversation via text. Goddamn it, I'm not doing it.
But I like to know how you text because that's a problem for me because I still use all my punctuation. I put if it's a question, there's a question mark. There's no misconception.
Commas where the thought needs to go.
Right. If I'm asking you a question, I actually use a question mark. So there's no misconception about whether you thought this was a statement, whether you thought this was a question. This is really a question. I use all my punctuation.
Absolutely.
Yeah, I don't get that either. And it's okay. So what about this one? Speaking of that, I mean, is this what it leads to?
Somebody call this lady so she can stop looking for her phone. Oh no!
But how did the phone get there?
No,
I don't know.
That's what I'm not understanding. Was she scratching her ass and the phone fell down?
Know either. I'm kind of wondering about that myself. I mean, did she like
That's
sit
the
down?
Thing I can think of. Maybe she had a quick itch and had her phone in the hand and reached down there to scratch and let loose of the phone because the scratch got so good.
But how was you gonna scratch? How was you gonna scratch and you got your phone in your hand with the same hand?
Because you can hold your phone like this and scratch with these fingers, and maybe it got good and she just dropped the phone. I mean, I'm just saying.
You trying to help her out?
I know.
I'm trying my best because I don't understand how the phone got there.
I know when
Unless
they call it.
unless she got one of those husbands that plays that what the game is where they give you the wedgies or some shit like that. Whatever it is.
Yeah, like I forget. It's something retarded.
But yeah, maybe they do that in the house and maybe they dropped the phone down there and she didn't know. I don't know. I don't know how that happened. But I understand how easy it is to look for something because look, so I wear glasses, right? So I'm very particular about where I put my glasses. I put them in the same place every night when I take them off when I'm getting ready to go to sleep. Well, one night apparently I fell asleep with them on. So when I woke up in the morning, habitually I reach over for my glasses. Well, when I reached for my glasses, they weren't there. So I went into freak out mode. Where the hell are my glasses? So I'm looking in all the other places that my glasses are normally left and I'm not finding them. After about 20 minutes, I decided to say, you know what? I'm just going to go brush my teeth. I'll get back to looking for my glasses later. It took me stepping into the bathroom and looking in the mirror. That whole time my glasses were on my face. I didn't even have any idea that I could actually see. It didn't resonate to me because habitually I'm used to reaching for my glasses first thing in the morning. Because that motion didn't happen, it didn't dawn on me that I had my glasses on. So I could, I don't know how her phone ended up there, but I can understand. I can understand.
I'm like, oh, all right. Well, because I'm sitting here like, oh, all right. Well, it just.
I don't know how her phone got there.
All right, so we got this one. Whatever comes up. Okay, there we go. There we go. Ain't that a bitch? That's all I can say. COVID-19 is definitely a man. Nah, we don't stick around this long.
That is the most sexist. I mean, you know what? I would really want to know what her mindset was when she said COVID-19 is a man. What? I would just like to know what she was thinking when she wrote that.
She wasn't. She probably wasn't. More than likely, I'm pretty sure.
But what symptom, what set of data, what problem, what association to a man? I just haven't grasped. I get his comment. I just don't grasp where she was coming from. How was that associated to the male species?
I have no idea.
Yeah,
response was hilarious.
Right, it was.
Unless she just done with men and done with COVID.
Well, I was like, well, she got what she was at. She got what she was looking for. So I mean, you know, it's like I say on most of the shows we do. Look, if you go looking for your issue, you're gonna get your issue, and when you get your issue, you're not gonna like your issue. So the moral of the story is, don't go looking for your issue. There's that. So we got this one. Okay,
so let me read this. Okay,
right.
So I'm married to a wonderful man. We've been together 5 years and married for 2. My husband wants kids, and has been trying to get me pregnant as of late, and he has even started working on a kids' room. He has all these thoughts of him being a lovely father. So lately, he's been making appointments to see a fertility specialist, but I've been canceling those appointments, and he's been getting upset about it. The problem isn't that I'm sterile and can't have kids. The problem is I'm transsexual, and I've never told him. I love him so much, and I know he loves me too. This makes me nervous, and my heart aches. We are so happy together. What should I do? Do I tell him the truth, or do I quietly exit the marriage? Let's talk about it.
All right, because, first off, I'm trying to figure out how, she, I don't know what they like to be called nowadays. I guess
I'm assuming it wants to be called the she.
Okay. Right. Okay. Yeah. Well, see, you right.
It is too late for all of that. All I'm saying is she should have been opened up her mouth and said something to that man a long time ago. You don't marry nobody with no damn secret like that and then expect shit to be sweet later on. Man, that's how you get your head slapped off.
But wait a minute.
That's flat. That's
at that point, they man to man. So at that fucking point, they is man to man.
Like
And you know what, Roxy?
that shit right there.
Hey, Roxy, to your point, if by chance the story comes out and she ends up in a ditch somewhere, I'm not saying that I'm an advocate for violence, but let's
Right.
be clear about one thing. If she ends up in a ditch somewhere, that's not a hate crime. That's not him deciding to just be brutal
That's
to
a crime of
somebody who's a
passion.
transgender. That's not about him
That's a crime of
deciding that he
passion.
don't fuck with transgenders. That's not about him just deciding to commit a vicious crime because someone decided that they wanted to change their sex. This is about deception. For 5 years, you have allowed a heterosexual man to believe that not only was he having sex with the woman, now his wife, but there's a potential for you all to get pregnant. So this man believes you are full-fledged 100% woman. So when if and when you end up in a ditch, that's not a hate crime. Not at all.
Okay, so hold on, wait a minute. Let's go see her name. Make sure she don't come up on the news or something like that. Oh, I don't even show it. I think it's like Tina Marie or something like that. But what I'm trying to figure out is how she even got that one off in the first place. I mean, that's some hell of a deception.
She's post-op. Yeah, she just post-op.
Oh, okay. All right. That's what they're doing now. That's right.
But
yeah,
you don't.
I agree.
Those type of people don't understand the mental damage you are doing to what is a heterosexual individual. You don't understand the psychological analysis that they're going to go through when they find out that this whole time they've been sticking pardon my French, they dick inside a man.
Well, see.
So this ain't about speaking against transgenders. Hey, you do what you want to do. Your life. My thing is, regardless of what you do with your life, has no impact on me until it does. And in that situation, your decision has impacted somebody else, and you can't get upset when they respond the way they respond because you have forced somebody else into that situation.
Facts. And at the end of the day, go ahead.
I think to even say it's deception, like of course that's what it is, but I feel like that's minimizing what's going on.
It is. You know it is
because somebody loved you enough, passionately enough to build a life with you. And you just walking around like, I used to be a man, but I'm not going to tell him. What kind of shit is that?
Like her name might be Laura, but it used to be Larry. Something like that. But
you know what? I blame the Wendy Williams of the world for that shit. Because look, I don't care what nobody say. Wendy Williams' name used to be Wendell. I don't care what nobody say. But even if it didn't, anybody attracted to Wendy Williams, you gotta be somewhat attracted to. I'm sorry, that's just how I feel because nothing about Wendy looks like a woman. That is the most androgynous looking woman I have ever seen in my entire life. And she got y'all thinking that this drag queen look is cool. And y'all could be out here deceiving folks like this, but that shit is not okay. It is not okay to lie to people. It's not okay to force people into situations. That's no different from kidnapping. That situation is no different from kidnapping.
That's so ugly. And then, like you said, that's the whole crime of passion.
Right. It's not a hate crime. It has nothing to do with a hate crime.
Like you blew somebody, you obliterated their whole world.
Right, because God only knows is the kid. I mean, there might be other kids involved. There even may be other kids involved, in this marriage, as far as like his kids or, whatever. It's other people that's involved.
Hell, she may have kids. She may have gotten somebody pregnant before a sex change. Who knows?
Facts. That's
Absolutely.
True.
Absolutely.
But you would go ahead. I don't get it. Yeah, I don't. You know what? And I don't get what this world has just come to.
I
mean,
don't
whatever.
understand the narrative to where now, so a transgender woman approaches you, Rennie, right? And they let you know that they're transgender. You tell them, no, thank you, I'm not interested. All of a sudden, you're the bad guy because you're hating against a transgender, or you don't accept them. Has nothing to do with accepting you. I accept you living your life the way you want to. That doesn't mean I have to date you.
Facts.
But yeah, they're spinning that whole narrative where you can't even reject one without being the bad guy now.
And you already know, like, as far as me, I don't give a damn about being the bad guy. I've been that my whole life. Ain't nothing new. And so, you know, and I'm quick to tell them, you know, like, no, thank you.
Much further than that.
But it does. You're right. I mean, and right now we're just practicing.
Yeah, like it goes so much further than that. People are really. You have a psychological issue if you think it's okay to change your gender and then not disclose to the person that you want to be intimate with that you used to be the opposite sex.
Shoot, right. They even got, but I thought it was against the law to, you know, for them to have to do that before they even started dating. I thought that was a law.
Really? Because I would think HIPAA covers them. Right. We're gonna have to research that.
Yeah. You know what? That's a devil's advocate topic. Because that it's some sort of intricacies, but I could have swore that was a law that they had to do that. You know, so
but I
anyway,
don't see
and
how,
last one,
and they've probably overwritten a lot of those because Cali now got a law that you don't even have to put gender on a birth certificate anymore.
Oh yeah, that's right.
What?
So I don't know what's up with that one, but
yeah, it's crazy.
Right, but here's the last one. Look at this. This is
listen to me. When I first saw this, y'all, I didn't even see the hand, and I watched the video twice, trying to figure out how they like secured it. And I said, "Wait a minute, is that a hand? What kind of?" Get your people.
That was a hand. That was
for me. I'm trying to figure out how they convinced this man to get in this trunk like this. That's what it is for me, because that's the whole refrigerator, right?
That's the whole refrigerator.
So if they had a bump in the road or whatever, how secure? What kind of kung fu grip did he have that right there was going to secure that refrigerator from falling if they turned the corner too fast? You know what I'm saying?
Well, you know how people. I mean, it's necessity. You know what people come through with out of necessity.
So he was like, "Yo, man, I'll help you hold that refrigerator." If you, I mean, was it a friend of theirs? Was this the local crackhead?
I was just thinking that too. I was like, yeah, it's a crackhead. It's definitely a crackhead for sure.
Yeah, I was trying to figure out how the transaction went down.
Right, that was a crackhead. Hey, man, I got you. Y'all hold this refrigerator.
Okay. Yo, you need some help securing that? I got you.
He was like, look. He was like, I'll give you $40. He said, ooh.
I think the problem for me is I have a full visual of what happened. Like somebody folded down the seat to give him access to the trunk, and he crawled in there and held this fridge. Like I can see the whole thing. I need y'all to stop it. And y'all,
I don't even know if I think the seats is down. I think he just in the trunk.
Oh, let me see. Let's see what we got.
I think he's just in the trunk because the fridge is not actually in the trunk. If you look at it, there's a small corner of the fridge. It's not actually in the trunk. I think he's just in the trunk.
You know what?
He's in the trunk, yes.
In the trunk. He is just in the trunk. He didn't even go through the seat. He just in the damn trunk.
He just in the trunk with that kung fu grip on that whole refrigerator.
He said, "No, I'm all right. I got it.
Right.
He was like, ooh, 40. Oh yeah, I'm on.
I'm talking about he got the whole kung fu grip on the refrigerator.
I'm
Yeah.
so depressed, y'all.
Hey, that's a hell of a drug. That's all I'm gonna say. That is a hell of a drug.
Ain't it? Yeah, I'm just saying.
That ought to
All
be the
right.
new poster child for just say no to drugs.
Man. They'd be like, just don't.
Or you gonna end up holding a refrigerator in the trunk.
Right. Just don't. All right. So listen, ladies, gents, it has came down to the end of our show. Any last words?
Say no to
Just
drugs.
right. Say no to
What?
drugs. She said
Well,
say no to drugs.
yeah, right. There's that.
I would say instill some values into your kids because a lot of us have gone too far astray, and that only comes from not learning values at home. So instill some values into your kids. Don't just push them out to the world with all this nonsense thinking.
Okay, so here's mine. Don't be afraid to be different. If something don't look right, it probably ain't. And we keep doing these things to, we keep trying to follow the trends of society. And and the sad part is that these trends don't even work for the people that's calling themselves using them. Have some common sense. Don't be afraid to be, an individual, because it's not going to work for you if you don't. And they are, and the powers that really be are really playing off of your conformity. And of course they're gaining all this control, and this is why we're always have content for the shit show and other shows like the Family Guy. They can't never run out of stupid people. So just don't do it anyway. So Roxy, you there? Okay, so I guess not. But anyway, and for everybody, for Miss D, Mr. Eric, Miss Roxy, Miss Letitia, and myself, I am the Renegade, and this has been another shit show. Thank you for tuning in. Come right back here next week for No Filter.
Enjoy your Sunday.
Good night, guys.
All right.
Bye. They're gonna be like,